Hey everyone, Gaming ADI here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Satisfactory. Surprise! Remember when I said episode 10 was probably the last one for a while? Well, life threw me a little curveball and I found a bit of extra time. So consider this a bonus episode. We're not letting this factory sit idle. We're finishing phase 4. Last time we used this little setup to help us wrap up tier 8 milestones. That was a huge step. Now it's all about delivering these final components. We've got assembly director systems, magnetic field generators, nuclear pasta, whatever the hell that is, and thermal propulsion rockets to build. So let's not waste any time. So first of all, I've had a little bit of a play with the aluminium factory we built, as I wasn't happy with the amount of water flow that we had going through it and the fact that everything's kept stopping. So now I've managed to get rid of half of the amount of water extractors we were using, which has saved us a bit of power. I've dropped this section down a little bit, purely, I still need to colour these pipes, purely to make it easier for the water to come up. What I've also done, let's just get flying. I love this hover pack. I've also changed the way everything works. So we've got these 4 refineries. The alumina solution, they come out here in pipes and go straight into the front of these 2, making the aluminium scrap. We've got our coal going in. We've got our silica coming out. So that all comes along here underneath this walkway and up into the original part of the base, which I haven't touched because it worked just well as it was. Still not getting enough aluminium coming all the way down here to get all of these running. So I guess I could actually change this a little bit, but again, we're getting enough coming out. I'm not too worried about that, but if I needed to change it in the future, I can. Another thing I did was increase the amount of encased industrial beams being made. I upgraded the miner to a Mark III, upgraded all the belts and the lifts, doubled the amount of constructors to make double the amount of concrete, added another assembler, chucked in some summer sloop. So now we have 60 per minute encased industrial beams going out onto our train line back to the main base. So for phase 4, I'm going to be utilizing this little setup we did for tier 7 and 8, I believe we used this for. And over there where the nitrogen is, we're going to utilize that as well for some of the other stuff that we need. So for phase 4, we need 500 assembly director systems, 500 magnetic field generators, 100 nuclear pasta, and 250 thermal propulsion rockets. So I think we'll start with the assembly director system. So for the assembly director system, we need adaptive control units and supercomputers. And as it happens, this is already making adaptive control units from the last episode. I don't quite know what happened to that belt there. It's quite funky. So we can leave this running, and all we need to do is start making some supercomputers. Okay, so a little bit of adjustment gone on. It still looks shit. It's a little bit of adjustment. So what I've done is I've brought up some quick wire from all the way over there. We had a quick wire thing going on over there. So I've brought them all the way over here into this machine here. And this is making AI limiters, which is what we need for something further on down the line. I've also split that off and taken that over to this manufacturer that I've thrown in here. But before that, I've doubled the amount of circuit boards being made. So that used to be one machine down here. So I've doubled that and put summer sloops in, because I have been running around finding summer sloops everywhere, as we can now look for them by using this thing. Ta-da! So I've been doing that. So we now have 2 machines chucking out 15 a minute. So we've got 30 a minute of circuit boards coming out. They get split. One goes off over that way for something a little bit later. This one comes around and goes into this machine. So we've got circuit boards, cable and quick wire. Well, we had the cable here anyway, so I just literally spurred off this, brought it into here. This is making our high-speed connectors. So now we have high-speed connectors and we have circuit boards. And also here, is it this one? No, it's not that one. Where's the other one? Is it further down here? Is it this one? Nope. One of these. Ah, that's something else I've done. I've been so busy doing loads of other things. There, AI limiters. So we've got AI limiters here, which again goes off down there, splits here. This one, which is making the electromagnetic control rods. So while I was here, I decided that not only would we be making the assembly director system, but we could also start making the magnetic field generator as well, as we need 500 of both of them. So that's what I've done. So like I say, a few extra bits and pieces going on there. So we've got circuit boards, high-speed connectors, AI limiters, all coming down here. And this is where it all starts getting confusing, and I can't remember what I've done where. So this is still making adaptive control units, which is what we needed it to make. Automated wiring's come to a standstill. Why has that come to a standstill? Have I taken that? I've taken that out, haven't I? I'm not making automated wiring anymore. Why am I not making automated wiring anymore? Okay, I need to look into that. That's a bit of a screw up on my side. Right, so anyway, this was making adaptive control units. I think we've still got a few in here anyway. Yeah, we've got a few in there. This one now is making supercomputers. It was making one of the other parts for the space elevator, which, by the way, you can see that I've taken down at the minute. I needed the space. So we've got supercomputers, and we've got the adaptive control units coming down here into this assembler, which is making the assembly director systems. Now we need 500 of these, and as you can see, it does like a 3/4 every minute, so it's quite slow. Hence why I only have 4 done at the minute, so that's going to need to run for a little bit. This one here, this is making the magnetic field generators. Again, we need 500 of these as well. So this is being used. This is using those electromagnetic control rods that I was making back here, which are over here from this assembler here, which is utilizing the stators that we already had here and the AI limiters that I'm making down there. Yeah, I know it gets complicated, but stick with me, guys. Stick with me. So we have 2 of the 4 things that we need to build. It's just a matter of waiting for them to build up so that we get 500 of each. Okay, so this is where our nitrogen is. So we're going to try and utilize what we've got here to get the next 2 bits up and running. I'm going to start by looking at nuclear pasta. Now, I've never heard of nuclear pasta before, but apparently nuclear pasta is an extreme dense degenerate matter formed when extreme pressure forces protons and electrons together into neutrons. It is theorized to exist naturally within the crust of neutron stars. Now, that's just from the Satisfactory wiki page. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. I ain't a scientist. But what do we need for nuclear pasta? So we need copper powder and we need pressure conversion cubes. Now the pressure conversion cubes can be made over here. They need fused modular frames and radio controlled units, which are both made over here. The other thing we've got is the thermal propulsion rocket. That needs modular engines, turbo motors, cooling system, and again, fused modular frames, which again can all be done, except for the modular engines, they can all be done over here. Okay, so we have here this machine, this assembler, which is making heat sinks. This is pretty much how we had it when we did the last tier. So the heat sinks are going through here, manually fed some rubber into that, which is making our cooling systems at 12 a minute because I've thrown some more summer sloop in. So we've got 12 a minute going in there, which goes round making cooling systems, 12 a minute, which comes round here over to this manufacturer, and this is making our turbo motors. As you can see, we've got the radio controlled units coming through here. Again, except for the these things, crystal oscillators, everything else I'm just manually feeding in. They go into their radio controlled units round there into here, which is making our turbo motors. Now we need 500 of these turbo motors, which I guess I could actually run a belt round into here. We'll go into here to make our thermal propulsion rockets. We get 1 a minute. So again, a very long process. I've not even wired this one up yet. Once that's done, then I'm going to look at the pasta, because that pressure conversion cube needs fused modular frames, which we need to do from here, which is, so we need more. I guess I could make up another one doing fused modular frames. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so our thermal propulsion rockets are now done. We have the 250 of them that we're after. So while that was up and running, I got the next bit prepared. Now for the next one, which is the nuclear pasta, we need copper powder. Again, something I've never seen before. But down there, somewhere behind that rock, I found a copper node. So I've chucked on a miner, thinking, it'll be fine. I'll just put a Mark II on there. It will all be fine. Yeah, no. So I looked at this. This is our constructor, which is making our copper powder, and it needs 300 a minute coming in, which is nuts. So the node over there was only a normal node, so I've chucked on a Mark III miner. I've put on a Mark IV belt coming up from there, and I've had to put in 12 of these smelters to try and keep up with the 300 that this needs to chuck out 50 copper powder a minute. But I think I've done it. One problem though, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So that now comes up here, and that goes into here and into this container here. Now the next thing, this goes along with this over here, which has our pressure conversion cube. That's being made, so we're making radio controlled units there. We've got fused modular frames coming from over there into here to make pressure conversion cubes, and then that and the copper powder is going into this beast. This is nuts. A particle accelerator. Now this needs half pressure conversion cube a minute, which should be okay because this is putting out 1 a minute, so that should be all right. But it needs 100 copper powder a minute, and we're only putting out 50 in here. So what I'm going to do is I've taken the summer sloop out of one of those other machines, and I'm going to throw that in there to double this. And I believe it doesn't affect her power. Oh yes, it does. Puts her power up, but that's all right. But it doubles our output. So now we've got 100 coming out of here. So now what we need to do is connect this up. I'm going to use Mark IV belts. Can we get a... Yes, we can. Good. Nice. Okay. I'll say it again. I do love this hover pack. This is so nice to be able to use. Right, let's put this over here. So you are going to go into there. And then you are going to go into there. Now we just need to fire this beast up. Now, I'm not sure how much power this is going. I'm sure it's going to use more than that. And our power situation is still quite dire. We are actually using... Our maximum consumption is well above what we can actually handle. But our actual consumption is lower. So as long as this doesn't use 4,000 megawatts of power, I think we're going to be okay. So let's fire this up and see what happens when the whole base comes to a standstill, shall we? Okay, how does this work? It's going to take a while. And this is all for nuclear pasta. Wow, this takes a long time. Love it. I've never seen this work before. Not even on anyone else's videos. Never looked into it. Whoa, shit. Look at that power go up. Holy crap. That's halfway. It's going to use about 2,000 megawatts of power. Damn. Where's my output? Oh, it's there. Okay. Let's get one of these down. Need some more of this. Chuck that in there. Holy crap. It sounds like he's going to take off. And there we go. Our first nuclear pasta. I always do that. Press X instead of C. There's our first nuclear pasta. Okay, we need 100 of them. Let's get rid of that hole. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to let this... I can't believe that. Look how much that went up. That is mental. 10,000. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to let this go. Hopefully we don't run out of power. I might have to go and switch a few bits and pieces off. But yeah, like this can get switched off now actually. Let's switch that off because we've got enough there. But yeah, let's see how things go, shall we? Right, I'll bring you back in a bit. Okay, we have our space elevator back. We have all of our parts. All that's left to do is to connect these belts up and let these flow into the space elevator. Okay, last two items finishing off now. Done. Send this bad boy on its way.
Welcome to the Pioneers Got Power Problems presentation. That was a joke. Anyway, you're familiar with the process. Just throw the lever and the automated systems will take over. Imagine all the time and effort that would be wasted if you had to do all that work as well. Some work is just better suited for machines. Phase 5 contains technology the human brain cannot comprehend, so just trust in me and fix it policy and everything will go as planned. Answering all your questions will take time we simply do not have. Everything is going to be just fine, so long as you do your job. We've come this far together after all, haven't we? Anyway, you know what to do. Just don't forget to keep producing previous project parts, and plan ahead when setting up new production lines, and make sure not to leave it all until the last moment.
As if I would do such a thing. Right, let's chuck this up.
Phase 4 of Project Assembly completed. If style was measured in my performance reports, yours would be something special. Regardless, saving the day is within our grasp. Do not lose focus now. You must understand the weight on your shoulders, but you are not alone. I am here, and I know exactly what's at stake. This goes beyond Earth. Your actions will affect the universe at large. You might think I am exaggerating. Perhaps you will understand once you finish Project Assembly. Phase 5 awaits. I expect your best work.
Wow. There we go, guys. Phase 4 done. Phase 5 to do. Let's go back and look at see what tier 9 involves. I'm not expecting it to be easy. Especially as now, this probably will be the last episode for a couple of months. Okay, let's have a look. Tier 9. Matter conversion. Okay. We're going to need to get these working more regularly. We're going to need a lot of these. Quantum encoding. Okay. So what do we get from that? Converter, fixite ingot, fixite trigon, diamonds, time crystals, biochemical sculptor, scannable SAM, reanimated SAM. Well, we can already do all that anyway. This one, quantum encoder, excited photonic matter, dark matter crystal, superposition oscillator, neural quantum processor. Wow, this is okay. Bigger Mark III designer, singularity cells, portals, and peak efficiency conveyor belt Mark VI. Wow. Okay. Well, like I said in the end of the last episode, this will probably be the last one for a couple of months until I get things sorted, know how work's going to work, what I can get away with, what I can't get away with, and go from there. But yeah, for now, phase 4 completed. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Really do appreciate it. Any comments, leave them down below. But until then, stay safe, keep smiling. I'll catch you in the next one.